Okay, big up the Minister of Education. Big up the Minister of Education. Who know about the roads? Who know about the roads? You know about the roads? Because them say everybody community now go on good. So if you know about the road, tell me what go on. If your community road have a problem, just type the community where you come from, the district, anyway. You have some people, I mean, hear from the government say, the government said this yesterday, Andrew on the south time out say, it's not every road, not every road the government is responsible for. You have some road where a parish council road. You have some road where a private road. You understand me? You have some road where nobody no own. But me hear say $40 billion for the Spark program, plus another $5 billion for the pipe. So this is a Jamaican Labour Party program. It named the Spark. Remember the Jeep did crash. We now work with a Jeep, we work with Spark and Prosperity. So right now you're going to see a road a patch. That is a patchwork. $40 million allocated to patch your roads. Rain and fall said we, so the work kind of cancel a little bit. Okay? Now the $45 billion, it is for road across. So it's like two-phase, 20 billion or 21 point whatever, and the next 20 billion another phase. But remember, pipes. So you have to dig up the road to fix the pipe. Because the pipe now go lay the way the inner the road. You understand me? So the pipe section I go there where you can fix the pipe and you don't have to dig up the road. Now as me say, the PNP them on the love spread propaganda. So we the Jamaica Labour Party people have to push the message. Because of the message we are dealing with and we are dealing with the policy. We the Jamaica Labour Party, it come like say we're done with emotion and politics. You understand me? Accountability we are dealing with. Because we have family all over the globe. So what benefit we also can benefit you there. So when it fix up when me come there, we just want everybody place to go look good and look nice and everything. I can have a couple of drinks, you know. So my son away with me. So big up Amber and big up Lifestyle TV. Big up GLP Cares TV. Big up Positive Jamaica. Listen to the roadman. Him name Nesta Morgan. Big up Morgan. So people listen to Morgan.
By the weather event named Raphael. And so welcome Minister Morgan.
Thank you very much, Dr. Morris Dixon, and thanks to all the persons who are tuning in online and also to my colleagues and friends here this morning. I see everybody is nice and dry, which is always a good thing. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here to give a preliminary report on the impact of Tropical Storm Raphael on Jamaica over the last several days. We would all know that Tropical Storm Raphael started impacting the island on the 4th of November. We saw significant flooding in several areas of the island, and I would just like to give you a short rundown of some of the areas that were mostly impacted by the tropical storm. We had issues in St. Anne along the White River corridor, St. Mary at Gualta Vale. We had issues in Broadgate, Toms River, which is in St. Mary, the Junction area as well. In St. Andrew saw significant challenges, especially in northern, West Rural St. Andrew. We had Mount Erie, Golden Spring, Chesterfield Drive also had some serious challenges, including Stony Hill, Nolan Hill. We also had issues in St. Andrew where the Troja Fording saw some significant inundation, as well as Worthy Park in St. John's, Spartans in Old Harbour. Big Pond also saw significant flooding where persons were not able to exit the community or enter. I think the water is receding just now. We also had issues in Yuatan, as you know, as well the Bagwat Gorge constantly floods when we have significant rain events. And also in Spanish Town, Sligoville, and also St. Thomas. I spoke to the Member of Parliament, Mr. James Robertson. His constituents also had some serious challenges. We had some issues in RT's, Poorman's Corner, Trinityville, Grand Spence, Church Corner, and so on. Generally, and I can share the full list with the members of the media, we did have damage, but it wasn't as significant as what we have seen before in the likes of Beryl. So we must be thankful. We didn't lose any roads really, but we had some significant landslides, particularly in West Rural St. Andrew. We had some landslides in Northern and several other communities. In the general appraisal, we had about 15 roads blocked totally, 10 flooded. Minor road damage was about 2. We had about 7 single lane situations where there was only single lane access. And major, we had about 2 totally impassable roads. The approach of the National Works Agency whenever we have challenges like this is the first objective is to create access. And that is usually single lane access, which will give the opportunity of emergency services and residents in general to exit. Particularly as we're seeking to reopen schools, we're trying to find ways to create single access where schools can open where possible. I know the Ministry of Education did issue a release asking schools to open where possible. We were partnering with the regions in the various parishes and the various parish councils as well to provide single access. The second phase will be the clearing, which is the total clearing of the roads that have landslides on them. The longer term problem is that there are some areas, for example in East Rural, where we have had major landslides, which has essentially destroyed roads. We saw one on television where the entire community has been cut off. That is going to take some time to repair. There are also some other minor slippages that have taken place. The National Works Agency is currently in the field doing their assessment to see what the damage is. And I'm sure the Prime Minister will be giving an update as to what the damage is and what the cost to the country is. But I think we should be thankful that it wasn't as serious, and we are with our friends and our countrymen who have suffered damage, and I want to assure them that the government is here to assist. Minister, I think that's the report so far. I'm willing to take questions if you will allow.
I most certainly will allow. Naomi, are there any questions for Minister Morgan? And I have to thank you for coming and doing that update. And I do think it is very much symbolic of a government that is at work. Many of us were still working yesterday, even though government offices were closed, but entities like NW and Minister Morgan had to be out there doing assessments. And even before the rains have stopped, it is so good to have you here giving an update and knowing really where the issues are. And throughout the day, we'll continue to do assessments. But I do thank you and the team for all of that hard work and for demonstrating that we really are on top of all of these matters in our country. So, Naomi, over to you.
Thank you, Minister, and good morning, everyone. I know that our media colleagues have a packed day today with the other activities that will take place. But there's one question online, Minister, and that is if you could as well give an update in terms of the resumption of patching activities, the REACH program, and of course, Spark.
So Spark is, let me start with Spark. Spark is ongoing. I know a lot of persons think Spark has not started, but the asphalt is actually one phase of Spark. There is the procurement aspect, there is the planning aspect that started as far back from a action perspective in May, but from a policy perspective the year before. So we have gotten the approval of the Public Investment Administration branch, PIAB, and we're currently now at the Public Procurement Commission for their approval, after which it will be going to the Infrastructure Committee and then to Cabinet. We expect by the end of November those processes will be completed, so we'll be able to do our first road before the end of the year. And I will be inviting, as Minister without portfolio on behalf of the Prime Minister, yourself and other members of the media for this historic occasion when we start the first road. As it relates to REACH, REACH continues until March of next year. It is not a one-off patching program. It's a program that we programmed it because we knew we would have events from time to time that may cause damage to our roads. So it continues. It is 2 phases. September to the end of November, and from January to March. We have had some delays because of the rains. You cannot patch roads in rain. It's not wise to patch wet roads. We did try to do a thing, as they say, and lost some asphalt because they got cold in the rain. So we decided to pause it. As soon as the time dries a bit, we will resume the REACH patching program. And I will say to you, Minister, we have received many calls from residents and commuters alike expressing appreciation for the work that we're doing. There are some who are still calling on us because we have not reached them yet, but the long arm of REACH will touch everyone eventually. Thank you very much, Minister.
Thank you very much, Minister Morgan, for being with us this morning. I saw some patching happening on the weekend, and my daughter said, "Why are we patching? The hurricane season isn't finished yet. Shouldn't we wait until the end of the hurricane season?" And I said, "Wow, you brilliant young people who can assess things in that way." And that's what you want, right? PS and CEO, that is what we want, our children to be looking at things and thinking about whether or not what we are doing is really the right policy direction. But we all want our roads fixed. And I've seen your teams out there doing as much as they can in spite of the rain. But thank you, Minister
Thank you very
Morgan.
much, Dr. Marstix.
All right. And so...